All right, welcome, YouTube audience. About to get the show started here in about a minute. And I've got a packed show today. I'm very excited about this because I've got a lot of clips. Unfortunately, I won't be playing video clips because I still haven't figured out how to get that going. It seems like it's a pretty complicated thing on the software that I have, which is not to say that I have the best software. I just have some software that works. And the moment I got it working, I was like, yeehaw! That's what, at least we have that. And so I just thought, well, I'll just do video. I can have video calls with my guests and that kind of thing. So, but I am working towards getting all of that up and running. So thank you for joining me. All right. Another 15 seconds and we'll get started. It's funny, this seems strangely more intimate because of the camera. All right, here we go. All right, and welcome to the Sam Sorbo Show. You're listening on mojo50.com if you're listening live. If you're hearing the podcast, you went to mikeonline.com to get the podcast. And if you're watching on YouTube, it is available on YouTube Live. And you get to see me. I don't know why you would want to see me, but you might. And there is something that's a little bit more personable for me as a presenter, knowing that there's somebody on the other side of a camera. It does change a little bit of the interface, I think. But let's not talk about that. Let's talk about Schiff and his treasonous behavior, and Nadler and his treasonous behavior, and why we're seeing all of this treachery. Because I have some insights on that I want to share with you guys. There have been a couple of developments. Well, rather than developments, there have been a couple of interesting sort of summations that I've been able to come to. And I said this on the show yesterday. I thought it was fascinating to see Chuck Woolery tweeting this kind of thing. I don't know where he got it. It's not. It seems like now there's a zeitgeist that's going around that has this sort of ultimate conclusion about what we are seeing. And what Chuck Woolery tweeted, and I, by the way, tweeted right back to him and said, I said this on the show yesterday, the more the deep state is exposed, the bigger the traitor they claim Trump is. He's unmasking the deep state, and they are terrified. And this is what I said on the show yesterday. Why has Ukraine become a big thing? They have to discredit Ukraine because Joe Biden's son and Joe Biden himself and the government at the time had dealings with Ukraine and Burisma. And by the way, interestingly, I think Australia just came out and said, hey, we just offered to help. And they completely discredited. There's a New York Times story about how Trump reached out to Australia and asked them to interfere in the election. And Australia came out and said, that's totally not true. New York Times, we didn't do that. So it's fascinating. All of these sand castles that the left has built are starting to crumble. Finally starting to crumble. The New York Times is going down. Nobody can trust what's written there. As are the rest of the mainstream news outlets. Nobody can trust them. Saturday Night Live launched over the weekend. Nobody watched, basically. I mean their ratings dropped by almost half from what they were last year, and they weren't that great last year. And Saturday Night Live used to be the greatest thing. I'm going to play you a clip from it because I want you to get a little bit of a taste of what they're doing. So Saturday Night Live has made it basically their unstated goal to destroy Trump. Everything they do is, and it's almost like, at some point you start to feel sorry for them. It's like they're letting him live rent-free in their heads. They can't help it. They're so angry. They're so angry. By the way, Chuck Woolery also tweeted, according to Democrats, Trump has no rights. If you keep electing these people, we won't have any as well. Which is strangely what I said yesterday on the show. It's almost like he listens to my show. I don't think he listens to my show. I've had this happen, actually. I was doing a show a couple years ago, and every so often I hit on a word that I haven't used for a while, or it's kind of a special word. It's sort of, I can't remember what word it was. It was like inscrutable or something that's not quite in the mainstream, but it's not so off the radar that people don't know what it means. But some people might not know what it means. It wasn't that word, but anyway. And it was so weird because the next day, Dennis Prager had it as his word of the day. And I was like, oh, he listens to my show. I'm kidding. Okay. I apologize for my cough. Yes, I still have a cough. Yes, I'm taking something. It's not working. I still have a little bit of the congestion from this cold that I got. And the cold wasn't even that bad, but it's just lingering. So, okay. I want to play you this clip of Adam Schiff. The height of hypocrisy. These people, the left is so far gone. Well, yeah, I shouldn't say that. The left has always been gone. The left is gone. Okay? The left is, there is nothing that is too corrupt, too, over the line. I mean, we already have the friend of Christine Blasey Ford. Now it's come out that the friend of Christine Blasey Ford, she refused to go out and say, I believe her. I wasn't there. I'm not sure what happened, but I believe. She refused to do that because she didn't believe her, and because she wasn't there, or she just couldn't. There was nothing in the story that she could actually hang anything on, and she refused to do that. And she says, if I'm getting this story right, she says that there was a phone call on which one of the people who was working on behalf of Christine Blasey Ford basically threatened to reveal things about her in the news. Basically, they threatened her personally. There is nothing, it's not too low for them. It's not too nasty for them. It is whatever serves their desires. Okay, so here's Adam Schiff. Now I want to play this for you, and this is who did this? This is Matt Gaetz, Representative Matt Gaetz from the great state of Florida, who tweeted this, and he's trolling Adam Schiff, which we love. This is a compilation, so you'll hear Adam Schiff, and a couple years back, he was approached by these, they're comedians, but they decided to sort of prank him and offer him info on Donald Trump. They said they had naked pictures of Donald Trump. They said that Trump was in Russia, and that he was set up by, there's a very famous Russian gal over there who is like, she's like the Paris Hilton of Russia, and that she basically deals in ladies of the night, so to speak. And so they offered him all of this stuff. Now they've compiled this. I don't know who did it, but it was tweeted by Representative Matt Gaetz. So they compiled this all together. So you're going to hear Adam Schiff, then you're going to hear the interview that he had, the phone call that he had, because it was recorded. And then you're going to hear him again. It's fascinating. Just listen. But Schiff himself, he was trying to speak to Ukrainian officials who he thought had dirt on Trump. Schiff apparently has two standards, it says, one for him and one for President Trump. So, what do you think? On the one hand, he says it's absolutely improper to go and solicit information from foreign sources. And on the other hand, he goes and does exactly that. Fascinating. Now, I want to play you this clip because this is why we are seeing this, okay? And I love this. This is a compilation. It's up on, let's see. It's up on, what is this? Oh, the Conservative Treehouse. My bad. It's up on the Conservative Treehouse. And this is a compilation of, I think it's a single speech, but it seems like they've edited it down. And they've also put in a bunch of great video clips. And I wish that I could run video today, but I can't. But it doesn't matter because you'll get the essence of this whole thing. This is why we are seeing all of this. I mean, it's so blatant. For Schiff to come out and say what he's saying, I mean, he's a liar. He's been lying since day one. I mean, it's incredible, the lies that he is willing to. It's pathological. Like he's I don't, whatever that's called. It's a psychological disorder. Like he's got a anyway. It's just amazing, and he just pivots and. Whatever he does can't be wrong, but whatever the other person does is absolutely wrong. And so whatever machinations he has to go through to make what he does right and what the other guy does wrong, he'll do it. I mean, it's basically the definition of insanity. So here we have, this is a speech by Trump, and you're just going to hear the reason that we are seeing them. The wheels are coming off. They're just coming after him. You know, before we do, I'm going to play this. Here, listen to this. And that's why. It's very simple. That is the reason that you are seeing this. And it's amazing because the wheels are coming off. I've got another great clip to play for you. I have to go find it now. Jerry Nadler this is an amazing clip. All right, I got to go find that. But let's see. Before I do, let's talk about CBD oils because I've found that they work great for me. And we sell them at mojo50.com/shop. So go to mojo50.com/shop right now while you're listening to the radio. You can get the highest strength tincture. They're clinically tested and physician endorsed, and you will get the very best price per milligram for this clean, full spectrum cannabinoid extract called CBD. It's a 30 milliliter, 1 ounce glass bottle, contains 900 milligrams of CBD. And so and by the way, go ahead and do your comparison shopping. I did, and this is really the best price that you'll get. So you can't do better. So it helps with sleeping. It certainly helps me with sleeping. Aches and pains, also seizures and inflammation. It's been linked to be very helpful for many people for many different reasons. It just has this amazing sort of soothing effect. And so go to mojo50.com/shop. That's mojo50.com/shop and give it a try today. Now, that's not it. All right, I have to go find the clip with Jerry Nadler. What I want to do, though, before I do that, is I want to play you the Saturday Night Live open. Because this ought to tell you, it's amazing. They think it's funny because they hate him so much. And of course, you have Alec Baldwin, who dresses up as, and by the way, they pulled out all the stops. So they got all of the SNL stars. They did, I can't remember the name of the gal, but they put her, Kate McKinnon. They dressed Kate McKinnon up as Rudy Giuliani. So you'll hear Kate McKinnon's voice doing an impression, and not a very good impression, but an impression of Rudy Giuliani. Alec Baldwin, of course, is Trump. And I'm not going to play you very much because honestly, it's not worth it to show it. They actually brought in Cecily Strong as Janine Pirro, and they bring in Kanye West even. And what they do now with the amazing thing with the Kanye West, let me play you this, and then we'll skip over to the Kanye West stuff. So that's Kate McKinnon. So they love to paint Trump as a buffoon, and that the whole thing's sort of a comedy of errors, except that he's so corrupt. This is exactly what they did to Bush, by the way, is they tried to paint him as a buffoon, but then said that he was some sort of evil mastermind. They're doing the same thing with Trump. He's a buffoon, but he's an evil mastermind at the same time. So, and you can't have it both ways. Either he's an idiot, in which case none of the corruption charges can be true because he's too much of an idiot to cover his trail that well, or he's an evil mastermind, but then you can't have it that he's a buffoon. So it makes no sense. Later on in the call, he got Kanye West on the phone. Now, this was fascinating to me because there's something that's so tremendously racist about this. I didn't actually cue this up, but I feel like I have to comment on it because it's terribly racist. Anyway, you listen to it and tell me what you think. Incidentally, the left was really, really peeved at Kanye. Kanye went to the White House, wore a "Make America Great Again" hat, buddied up with Trump, came out completely basically in favor of Trump, and the left was absolutely gobsmacked, and they went after Kanye. This is something that my son talks about because being Generation Z, he talks about the fact that the meme community, which is sort of the up and coming internet community, took great offense at the left's reaction to Kanye, because the left basically said, well, you're just a white boy now. Like we've disowned you from the black community, as if they can do that. They just said, well, he's not part of the community anymore because he buddies up to Trump. And in that sense, they were saying that black people can't make up their own minds. that this black person clearly doesn't understand what he's doing. And they completely discredited a brilliant mastermind. Kanye West is Kanye West because look at him. He's so capable. He's so incredibly smart and capable, obviously. Or he wouldn't be where he is today. And so now, and so what I'm saying with that is their reaction to Kanye West, in a sense, backfired on them, because now the left is seen as suspect by the youth. Kanye has a very, very successful sneaker line that's out there, among other things, right? And so the youth are like, no, dude, he's my guy, but he's entitled to his own opinion. That kind of reaction. So now they have Kanye West, or, the impersonator for Kanye West, Chris Redd, who is saying, we can't be friends anymore because of the Ukraine thing, which is not a thing. So this is like their wet dream. This is like the left sort of, oh, wouldn't it be great if Kanye called him and said that they can't be friends anymore? That would be awesome. Nobody's laughing at this, though. Okay, so Don King just came in the room. I'm sorry. Did he just say they were having an emergency meeting of the Black Wackadoos? This is amazing. See, it's funny when they put racist words in the mouths of the quote unquote racists. But who's writing these racist words? Who's the one who's coming up with the racist ideas to promote the racism claim against Trump? They must be racists. I'm sorry. I just found that incredibly rude. To discredit somebody because of their opinions and make fun of them. I wonder how Kanye reacts to this, frankly. I don't know. But if they're trying to appeal, so they lost a huge percent of their demo, 18 to 49-year-old males, gone, which is fascinating. What's even more fascinating is that's the main demo that goes to see Jordan Peterson, who, while he doesn't, quote unquote, identify as a conservative, he certainly doesn't identify as a leftist or anything along those lines. And he takes great offense at the whole leftist agenda that we're seeing coming through in the cultural landscape. Okay, combat flip-flops are flipping the way that we view war and how wars are won, because they are taking a business, not bullets approach. And they are basically growing entrepreneurs in conflict-ridden areas. These guys have been in conflict. They are vets, and they've come back with this idea that if we can spur entrepreneurship and a business attitude, then maybe we will be able to dissuade people from using combat to get what they need. They are also building communities and funding women's education. So a portion of the proceeds from all of their sales go to help young women get educated. And that's just great. So they're asking us to join the unarmed forces, you and me. Just go to combatflipflops.com and order a pair of flip-flops. It can't be easier than that. Order a pair for a friend. Combatflipflops.com. By the way, if you go, use the code SAM25. That's my discount code that I give to you for going to Combat Flip-Flops. You save 25% and everybody makes out. So go to combatflipflops.com. All right, we're going to talk about, sorry, coming up in a little bit, we're going to talk about the hoax. There was a young girl who actually drew praise from Rashida Tlaib after she accused white boys of cutting her dreadlocks. Now she's admitted it was all a mistake. Well, can we say it was a mistake, or was it worse than a mistake? Was it on purpose? Maybe. I'm just saying. So I've got that. I've got the Hillary Clinton clip that I'm going to play you. It's not long because I wouldn't want you to sit through something that is that long, frankly. And let's see. Yeah, so we'll cover that when I come back. This is the Sam Sorbo Show and podcast on MikeOnline.com and YouTube live. Thanks for listening. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Oh, that just sounds so lovely, doesn't it? I do apologize for my voice. Okay. I'm sorry that I wanted to turn that off for just a minute. This cough is really getting to me. It's exhausting. But I did find the Nadler clip. So yay for me. All right, welcome back. Yay. I'm glad you're joining me. All right, I did find the Jerry Nadler clip, so I'm going to play that for you because I think this is really important. I know I say that all the time. This is Jerry Nadler talking about, now mind you, he is about 150 pounds heavier. Well, maybe not. He's much younger. This is in 1998. Okay? And so, sorry. This is him. Somebody tweeted underneath this. He's a lot smaller now, but I think he kept the same pants. All right. So this is Jerry Nadler talking about the impending impeachment of Clinton, 1998. Listen to this. All right. So that's Jerry Nadler saying that impeachment is a very bad thing because it is basically the undoing of an election. Well, no duh, right? And yet here's Jerry Nadler, one of the ones sort of leading the charge to impeach President Trump. And by the way, the only reason that they've been calling for impeachment since before he was elected. So the only the only thing that we have to go on is this idea that they just want to impeach him. They keep looking for reasons to impeach him. And the reason that they are looking for reasons to impeach him is because they can't afford for him to be successful in what he set out to do. And what he set out to do basically is light it up. Is basically undo all of the treachery and the hypocrisy and these leftist institutions that they've built over these many years. But I did want to play you Hillary Clinton. He is living rent-free in Hillary Clinton's head, and it is just precious. All right, are you ready? By the way, he also got 66 million letters of recommendation. In fact, his letters of recommendation were more legitimate than your letters of recommendation, and you know that. This is what they do. They project. And it's just so brilliant. The Benny Johnson tweeted this, and he said, "Okay, Hillary," with the laughing, crying eyes, because it's so hilarious. Sorry, she keeps going. She believes he knows that he's not. Yeah. Like your 30,000 deleted emails and the Blackberries that you trashed with the hammer and the servers that you destroyed. And no, it's going to be hard for us to know the extent of the corruption for which you are responsible, Hillary. We're not learning anything more about him. Of course he's obsessed. Do you see what I'm saying? She's obsessed with him. I think it's clever. It's so... Yeah, it's your guilty conscience in so much as you have a conscience, which I doubt very much you do. Machete Sin Cara says she's blaming everyone for one of the most epic losses in American history. She rigged the election, had the media on her side, and still lost. Hysterics, hysterics, hysterics. America spoke loud and clear and made me proud that night. Characters whose plans always fail miserably, and they've got Tom from Tom and Jerry and Wile E. Coyote strapped to an Acme bomb and Hillary Clinton. Oh my gosh. Okay. She's really, I think she is losing it. Poor Hillary. Not poor Hillary. Let's talk about this hoax. So this young girl crying on camera. I'm going to play you part of the interview. She's crying on camera. I think I queued this up, to start with the grandmother who haphazardly noticed that some of her dreadlocks were not even with the other dreadlocks. So it's a young black girl, and the grandmother was like, "Whoa, what happened with your dreadlocks?" And the little girl came clean and said that there were 3 white boys who had been bullying her for ages, and they finally held her down and took a scissors to her dreadlocks. Now, mind you, they show the little girl's hair, and they show like a before and after or whatever, and you literally can't tell the difference. I mean, if you point it out, maybe you could say, well, I guess that piece there is shorter than the other piece or something, but the 2 hairstyles are different, so it's very hard to really discern a marked difference. I think the girl cut her hair and just didn't want to tell her grandmother. So she made up this story. But listen to this. So you'll hear this, and you'll hear the reporter. And they take it so seriously. Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Did I fail to mention that? Because it's very important to the story that Second Lady Pence teaches at this school. So obviously, it's white people bullying black people at the school. I mean, or why would they even have Karen Pence teaching there, right? And that's what came off in all. And by the way, I caught wind of this. I was just catching up on Twitter, and there's a guy who tweeted about this and said, when are we going to see an apology from Karen Pence? And when are we going to see an apology from the White House and from the school administrators? And why aren't they behaving? If this was a white kid who'd been bullied by black kids, it would be all over the news. By the way, that's not true. And he just went on and demanded all kinds of, basically reparations. Like, this is terrible. And by the way, so did Rashida Tlaib. Like, everybody sort of came in and said, Amari, you're beautiful. Because one of the things the girl says is they told her she was ugly. Weeks. She's crying on camera. She's a good little actress. She doesn't deserve to be at a Christian school. Part of me wondered if she just didn't like being at a Christian school because maybe they're a little bit more strict than her, and she has public schooled friends, and she's thinking that maybe, if she went to the public school, she'd have a little bit more freedom. I don't know. Poor thing. She was told she's ugly and she's crying and it's terrible, and everybody's really choked up about it. Oh, they took her lunches, and she really fabricated a fantastic story. She thought maybe she didn't deserve to be there. This is Jussie Smollett all over again. And they all fell for it again. I didn't actually hear about it. Strangely, I heard about it on Twitter, and then within moments I heard that it was a hoax. By the time I caught up, I was fully caught up. We can now confirm that the student who accused 3 of her classmates of assault has acknowledged that the allegations were false, said the school principal. And by the way, I don't know. Have there been many apologies to Vice President's wife, Karen Pence, for associating her with this? And why was she associated with it? She teaches at this school. Oh, there's an incident of bullying. There's bullying at like every school. By the way, don't send your kids to public school. I'm just saying. I've got more information on that. I'm doing a little bit more research to bring my book up to date. My book, my book, They're Your Kids. Because with Common Core and with the leftists basically running the asylum now, the school system, they have ramped up their efforts to sexualize our young children as early as, kindergarten, yes. And the proof is right there. You can actually look it up online, which I'm doing right now. And I'm getting and you look at the books that they are recommending for children. Graphically pictures, graphic words and pictures of genitalia and all kinds of things. And why? I call it grooming, is what I call it. And so I just felt like, it's time to write to sort of include either, I haven't decided if it's going to be its own chapter. There's already a chapter in the book called Porn in the Classroom, because there is pornography in the classroom, but it had been sort of relegated to, 5th grade and up. Now it goes as young as kindergarten. And they're talking about, I'm not going to go into it on the radio. I just don't want to go there right now. But the stuff that they are doing in our schools it's child abuse. It's just child abuse. I wanted to share with you that Kevin Ardoin texted me that Schiff is a psychopath. Sorry, sociopath is the word I was looking for. I misread it after all that. Sociopath. So thank you for that. Sociopath. Either that, pardon me, or he knows exactly what he's doing, which maybe he does. He must, because I don't know how you would pivot so quickly between what you say is right and what you say is wrong when it's the same thing. So here's the thing. The girl's in 6th grade. What can possibly be done to her to rectify this? So they've confirmed that the allegations were false. By the way, they didn't name the white boys who she accused, thankfully. So they haven't, suffered any more than what was between them and the school, I suppose. The family apologized. They said to those young boys and their parents, "We sincerely apologize for the pain and anxiety these allegations have caused. To the administrators and families of Emmanuel Christian School, we are sorry for the damage this incident has done to trust within the school family and the undue scorn it has brought to the school." And then they continue, "To the broader community who rallied in such passionate support for our daughter, we apologize for betraying your trust. We understand there will be consequences." Maybe like Hillary understands there will be consequences, and we're prepared to take responsibility for them. "We know that it will take time to heal, and we hope and pray that the boys, their families, the school, and the broader community will be able to forgive us in time." In time for what? I don't know. By the way, tuition at that school is $12,000 per year. "We are relieved to hear the truth and bring the events of the past few days to a close. We also feel tremendous pain for the victims and the hurt on both sides of this conflict," said it looks like he's the principal of the school. "We recognize that we now enter what will be a long season of healing." Well, here's my question. They didn't apologize to the vice president's wife. She was dragged into almost every article I saw, every tweet I saw. They tweeted her. Nobody's apologized to her. Well, in all fairness, the one guy who issued an apology, he did tweet that apology back to her as well. So kudos. Are we just, as a culture, are we just so eager to jump down the throats of people to claim victimhood? To claim, I don't even know if it's victimhood. She claimed victimhood, right? We claimed co-victimhood. We claimed victim outrage. Are we too quick to outrage? I think we are. I think that's what I struggle with these days. Just in a general sort of a meta message sort of thing. We're so quick to outrage. This is something that I think maybe I have, maybe more than a lot of people, is patience. Because I understand that it's not a good thing to be quick to anger. And so what I do is I typically try to figure out the excuse for the misbehavior. Well, they must not have meant to cut me off. They didn't see me on the road, right? They didn't mean to honk at me. They accidentally leaned on their horn, right? And then here's the thing. If I'm wrong, no harm, no foul, because I find out in time that they actually did mean to cut me off or honk or whatever it is. But if I'm right, my life is so much more pleasant when I've already afforded them the grace of making a mistake rather than doing something on purpose. And that's what it comes down to. I used to have this rule. Well, I still do, actually. The rule is, maybe this will help you, I don't know. The rule is, do not take offense where none is intended. Offense is a really heavy thing to carry. When you're offended at somebody. We're offended a lot today. But offense is very heavy, burdensome. So don't take offense where none is intended. And keep your arguments not personal. I've got a bunch of advice. I'm going to write a book one day. All right, excuse me. Atrantil, another piece of advice, is good for your gut. If you suffer from bloating or symptoms that are related to IBS, that kind of a thing, try Atrantil. And it's far more than just good for your bloating and your gut health, because it was developed by a board-certified gastroenterologist, and athletes need over 1,000 milligrams of polyphenols per day, according to studies. Atrantil is made from the most potent polyphenol blend. So it's the only clinically proven polyphenol blend that was developed by a gastroenterologist. It's the only polyphenol blend that is NSF certified for sport, which means that if you're an athlete, you can trust that all of the statements have been verified and all the ingredients are clean. It delivers 250 milligrams of polyphenols per capsule. So 4 of those a day, and you've met your athletic requirements if you're an athlete. And if you're not an athlete, can't hurt, right? Polyphenols are like your postbiotics. They're not probiotics, and they certainly aren't antibiotics. So you can limit inflammation with daily Atrantil. And it's also, the polyphenols are essential for people who suffer from autoimmune diseases. So go to lovemytummy.com/mojo, lovemytummy.com/mojo, and check it out. By the way, you will save $20 on 3 boxes of Atrantil, so go check that out today. All right, we're done with this young girl. By the way, Rashida Tlaib came to her, defense and tweeted, "You are beautiful, Amari Allen. You are courageous and strong. You are loved. You see, Amari, you may not feel it now, but you have a power that threatens their core. I can't wait to watch you use it and thrive." So what I want to know is, what is Rashida Tlaib going to tweet to Amari now? Is she no longer beautiful? Is she no longer courageous and strong because she lied? Is she no longer loved? Does she still have a power that threatens their core? I want to see what the follow-up to this is. This is the woman who said that we were going to impeach the MFer when she got elected to office. That's a clip I should play. I'm just saying. Okay. Oh, I'm really sorry for the cough. It's so annoying. Ukrainian efforts to sabotage Trump backfire. This is a story on Politico. Politico would like nothing more than to see Trump go down, and yet they published this article back in 2017. So here's what's fascinating. Kiev officials are scrambling to make amends with the president-elect after quietly working to boost Clinton. It was like a known secret. It was the worst kept secret in Washington that foreign governments were actively engaged in influencing the election for Clinton, which is why Obama did nothing about it, even though he knew about it and he was told about it. He did nothing because it was to benefit Clinton, who would have gone into office in theory and cemented his legacy. And instead, we got Trump. So we can now undo his legacy, his terrible, terrible legacy. Ukrainian government officials tried to help Hillary Clinton and undermine Trump by publicly questioning his fitness for office. They also disseminated documents implicating a top Trump aide in corruption and suggested they were investigating the matter, only to back away after the election, and they helped Clinton's allies research damaging information on Trump and his advisors, and that is according to a Politico investigation. A Ukrainian-American operative who was consulting for the DNC met with top officials in the Ukrainian embassy in Washington in an effort to expose ties between Trump, top campaign aide Paul Manafort, and Russia, according to people with direct knowledge of the situation. So these are people with direct knowledge of the situation, not like the new version of the whistleblower, who is somebody who heard something on the gossip mill and now decides to come forward. By the way, they're going to have him testify. Him, her, it. They're going to have the whistleblower testify. They've subpoenaed Giuliani now. It's amazing. All right, moving on. America's first black billionaire gives Trump an A+ and says the Dems are moving too far left. I love this story. But before I go into it, let me tell you about Patriot Mobile. As conservatives, we stand together to fight for our freedoms. And while they have a lot more members at Patriot Mobile than a Joe Biden campaign rally, Biden's going down, by the way. It's not sustainable. We still need you to join us today to support your values, our values. Patriot Mobile provides reliable nationwide cell phone coverage. You keep your phone number, you bring your own phone, or you buy a new one. For a limited time, you can buy a Moto Z3 Play for only $10 a month and get one free when you activate 2 new lines of service. That's not fake news, by the way. You can buy a Moto Z3 Play and get one free. The feature-rich phone has a large screen, a high-quality camera, extended battery life, and expandable storage option. With unlimited plans starting as low as $25 a month, don't wait. Visit patriotmobile.com/mojo50, or you can call their U.S.-based team at 877-367-7524. By the way, you'll love speaking with the Patriots who passionately believe in freedom of speech, the Second Amendment, and the sanctity of life. Again, that's patriotmobile.com/mojo50, patriotmobile.com/mojo50, or call their U.S.-based team at 877-367-7524. Next week, I will not be broadcasting on YouTube. I'm going to go dark for the week. I will be traveling, and it's just too much. But I will be doing the show from my travels. So I hope that you will join me next week. Also, in other news, we are showing Miracle in East Texas at the Louisville 9th Annual Film Festival, October 10th through 12th. That's the LouisvilleFilmFestival.org. If you want more information, just go to LouisvilleFilmFestival.org. Very exciting. I got our laurels today, so we are an official selection. Very excited about that. Also, the Happy Trails Film Festival, October 17th through 19th in Roanoke, Virginia. I will be there for the film showing. I will also be giving a presentation on home education. So if you have a chance to get to Roanoke between October 17 and 19, please come out for the festival and also to hear my presentation on homeschooling. And let me beat it into you. Do not send your kids to public school. Do not do it. Don't do it. I don't care how good the school is. It's not good enough. It's not good enough for your child. Your child is special, and so are you. And so I'm here to empower you to bring education back home where it belongs, frankly. Then in Scottsdale, we will be at the Scottsdale Film Festival in November. That goes from November 1st through the 10th. Go to scottsdalefilmfestival.com. That's scottsdalefilmfestival.com. Very excited about that one also. And I'm pretty sure there's another one coming up, but I can't go past November. It's hard for me to keep everything. Today's the first day of October, and this year has just flown by. It's quite amazing, actually, but it's just been great. Okay, I wanted to share with you. It's amazing. I'm trying to get through everything. I had an article come up on Fox News over the weekend, and I completely forgot to talk about it. It is an article talking about how, as conservatives, we need to get back into the culture and engage the culture. And that's why I encourage you guys to go on Twitter, join Twitter, just join it and go and retweet people. Find some people to follow, like David J. Harris Jr. He's a great one to follow. But there are tons out there. Ryan Saavedra, Ryan Fournier. There's some great people out there. And Twitter is a great way to get snippets of news right off in the morning or whatever. It's just easy. We need to be engaged. Now, that said, I know that the powers that be are trying to shut us down. There are other ways to get engaged. For instance, you could help my film. You could support my film. Go to the Miracle in East Texas Facebook page and like it and try to follow us and support us that way. Or when I have a launch date, you come to the theater. Obviously, that's another way to support. And what we need to do is send this message that these are the films that we want to see. This is the kind of entertainment that we crave. So I just want to encourage you guys, because there are a lot of people out there who feel the same way that we do, but they've been shut down by the culture. Is it fair? No, of course not. But it's true. They've been shut down. And you know what? We don't have to be quiet anymore. We just don't, because we're right. Because the truth is the truth, and it's immutable. I got an email from somebody. I just started listening to your podcast, and this person listens also to her hero, Mark Levin, who has taught her a lot. I do recommend Mark Levin, and thanks me for my podcast. So thank you so much for listening, and please, yes, help promote my show. Tell your friends about it, and then have discussions about it. You don't have to agree with everything I say. Most stuff you should agree with, because I'm always right. No, I'm kidding. But I'm pretty much always right. Okay, sometimes I thought I was wrong once, but I was wrong. I'm kidding. It's important to have a point of view and to be able to support your point of view. And one of these days, I'll get the phones back up and running and we'll do calls. Nobody wants to call me, though, because they know I'm right. All right. Let's see. Hi, Sam. I just finished reading Kevin's book, True Strength, for the first time. I have to tell you that this book and both your stories have inspired me. Well, that's lovely. Thank you so much. You have no idea how it helps others. If Kevin ever wonders why he went through what he did, just tell him others are going through it and he was able to be our teacher. Thank you for that. This is the Sam Sorbo Show and podcast and vodcast on YouTube Live. Thanks so much for listening. Have a great rest of your day.